Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Dependent Fanatic channel, the show with the clipboard. I'm going to continue my preseason prediction series here with the Big 12, the only conference that plays every other team within their conference. I already did the SEC and the Pac-12 in previous videos, so you can go ahead and watch them. I think 7 of the 10 Big 12 teams will go bowling. Next week will be the ACC. I think a week or so. And after this video, please go down below in the comments and tell me how you feel. Where did I get it wrong? Where did I get it right? All right. The Big 12, I had a hard time with this. I went back and forth. You'll see some scribbles. You'll see some changes here. It was tough for me. It's going to be a really tight conference race, I think. Every team is pretty good, well, with the exception of a couple. But I don't think there's any real elite team this year. Okay, we're going to start off with TCU. I think they will go 10-2, 1-8 in conference. And you see their losses there: at Colorado, at SMU, Oklahoma, at Kansas, Oklahoma State, at West Virginia, Texas Tech, at Texas, at Baylor, and Iowa State. Okay. I think Kansas will not finish dead last for once this season. They'll go 3-9, 1-8. They'll lose at West Virginia, at Houston, Iowa State, at Oklahoma, at Baylor, Oklahoma State, at Texas Tech, Texas, and at Kansas State. Texas Tech, I think, comes third from last, almost bowling, 5-7, 4-5 in conference. They will lose to Houston, at NC State, Texas, at Kansas State, at Oklahoma State, at Iowa State, and Oklahoma. Okay, I think Iowa State takes a tiny step back, but still bowling, 6-6, 4-5. At Iowa, I think they'll lose to their rival out of conference. At Kansas State at home, at Texas, Oklahoma, at Oklahoma State, and Baylor. And then Baylor, speaking of the devil, will be 6-6. Big step back for them, I think. I don't think it's anything to do with their part. I just think, like I said, the Big 12 is going to beat each other up this year, I think. I think they lose at BYU, Oklahoma State, at West Virginia, at Texas Tech, at Oklahoma, and at Texas. All right, Kansas State comes in 7-5, 4-5 in conference, at Oklahoma, at TCU, Texas, at Baylor, and at West Virginia. So we move up here. I think West Virginia will surprise some people. 8-4, 5-4 in conference. Their 4 road games, they have to travel quite a long way. I think they lose at Texas, at Texas Tech, at Iowa State, and at Oklahoma State. 4 pretty darn good teams. Speaking of Oklahoma State, 9-3, 6-3 is my prediction. Texas, at Kansas State, and at Oklahoma. I struggled with the Kansas State game there. I really think they could win that, but that's a toss-up for me. Could go either way. And then you have Oklahoma and Texas rounding out the Big 12 at the top. I guess Texas would be next because Oklahoma beat them. But so they were 10-2, 8-1 in conference. Of course, they're going to lose to Alabama and then Oklahoma at the Red River rivalry shootout. And Steve Sarkisian, I think, will finally get that offense clicking, and it'll be them versus the defensive guy. Oklahoma with Brent Venables in his first year. I think they go 10-2, 8-1. I like the hire. When Michigan was going through all that turmoil with Harbaugh, deciding whether to keep him or whether he was going to take the pay cut or not, Venables was at the top of my list for Michigan. That said, year 1, I think they lose at Nebraska in that big showdown. Week 3? It was a really close game last year in Norman. You know, that's a toss-up too, but I like Nebraska. I think they're getting a little bit better every year. And Oklahoma lost their offensive guru to USC. I think Nebraska gets them right there. And I think Oklahoma also loses at West Virginia. Okay, and then what does that set up? Sets up a rematch between arguably the two biggest blue bloods, and Texas 10-2, Oklahoma 10-2, and it's hard to beat the same team twice. I have Texas finally breaking through, finally winning the Big 12. Been a long time coming. I think it happens this year. 11-2 is what they will finish. So obviously, I think the Big 12 will not have a representative in the college football playoff, but I do think they could get 2 or maybe 3 New Year's 6 bowl games. So there you have it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you know when that ACC video will be posted, and go down and comment below. And remember, all of you out there, to have a great day. Thank you all.